Hi guys, it's your girl Tonia once again, and I am back with another video. So today's video we are going to be talking a little bit about the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. I know I am a little bit late to the game as far as reviewing this foundation, but I did wear it last summer. I had got a sample. I wasn't a fan of it, so it was kind of difficult for me to think to buy it, but I went ahead and splurged and got it, and I have a lot of thoughts on it. So if you guys are interested and you want to see this look and how it looks on 40 skin and how it applies, continue to keep on watching. But before we get into it, if you guys have not already subscribed, please subscribe to the Tonia family. We would love to have you here. We have a lot of fun here. We talk about makeup and all of that good stuff. My name is Tonia if this is your first time here, and I like to do makeup reviews for women over 40. I have a big playlist of foundations, so if this foundation is not what you're looking for, maybe there is something else in one of my other videos that is in the playlist that you guys might be interested in. So check that out. I will link it somewhere up here in the cards, but let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the Pat McGrath Lab Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. I have the shade MD24. I feel like I could have got 23 and it still would have been fine, but I know that come summer I tend to get a little bit darker, so this might be just a tad bit darker, which is fine. It'll work. So it does have a little bit more of the redness in it, which I tend to like a little bit more redness in my foundations a little bit, even though I am clearly a yellow undertone. Especially come summer I get a little bit more golden, and the yellows tend to look a little bit more ashy on me. Wintertime it's fine, but summer I do get a little bit more tan, so I tend to gravitate towards a little bit more of an orangier, redder foundation. So this foundation has a price point of $68, which I'll get into that part of it later, how I feel about the price on it and all of that. But I'm really glad that Pat McGrath came out with a line of products. Alright, so I think one of the things that was everybody was up in an uproar about this foundation is that it had alcohol in it, and it is supposed to be for all skin types. I have pretty dry skin right now. I typically have normal to combination skin. I'm kind of oily in my T-zone, but lately I have been super dry. So I'm hoping that this isn't going to dry me out even more, being that it has alcohol. I've already moisturized, cleaned my face, all of that. Right now the moisturizer that I am using is the Marc Jacobs Youthquake. I have two of these. I have a little small one that I keep on my desk, and then I also have a bigger one that I keep in the bathroom, so that every time I wash my face I can just go ahead and lather up with it. I like it. It plumps up my skin and it kind of gives it a glowy look, so that's what I'm kind of going for, because this does have a natural finish. So without any further ado, let's just go ahead and get to the application part of this. I'm going to apply this foundation like I do all foundations, except for today I'm not going to be using my Smashbox brush, which I typically use to apply my foundation. With this foundation, I have learned that I like it a little bit better with a sponge. When this foundation first came out last summer, I had got a sample of this foundation from Sephora when I was in California, and I actually wore it for my birthday, and at the end of the video I'll insert some pictures, or maybe here, I don't know, but how it looked, and I wasn't a fan. So I'm hoping that with a different application, now that I know how the foundation wears, that I'll like it a little bit better. So I'm going to just start off with a little bit of the Caudalie Beauty Elixir. Just going to give a couple sprays on that. Ooh, smells so good. I love that eucalyptus smell. So for the primer, I am going to be using the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I have been I bought a little sample of it, and I have been really using it a lot. I like it, so I'm probably going to end up purchasing the big bottle because I like it with certain foundations. It kind of gives a glow to the skin, and it is tacky. Like, it's really tacky, so it kind of grips like it says. And see how it's like tacky. I like it. So now that I got my primer on, I'm just gonna give this a shake. It's pretty watery, and I'll let you see. That's how watery it is. So it's pretty watery. I'm gonna give like 1.5 pumps, and I'm just gonna grab my beauty blender, which is already damp. I'm gonna squeeze a little bit more of that dampness out. I don't want it to be that damp. Like I said, it's not gonna give you a lot of coverage unless you probably use like a brush. You could probably get a little bit more coverage out of it from a brush, I'm thinking. But since I use a beauty blender, it's gonna give it minimal coverage, which is fine. Because I can go and add a little bit more if need be. So I feel like with this foundation, you either love it or you hate it. I wasn't a fan of it when I wore it on my birthday last year. I didn't like it as much. And I feel like, I don't know. I just was not a fan of it as much. I just added another pump, and I'm just gonna kind of go back over some areas where I feel need a little bit more coverage and spots, and just kind of blend that into. Okay, so I have got the foundation laid down. I am going to do the rest of my makeup off camera. I will be back to let you know all of my thoughts and everything on the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, so this is the overall look. What I will have to say about the Pat McGrath foundation, it is not my favorite. Like I said in one part, I don't know, but either you love this foundation or you hate it. Like, to me, it is okay. I mean, it's fine, but it's not like my fave. Like, I could spend $68 on something else that I like so much better. And, but, I mean, I don't use my fingers to apply foundation. Pat McGrath uses her fingers for foundation, and I'm assuming that this foundation is supposed to be used with fingers. I have to use a brush or a sponge, but I do like the way that it applies if I am wanting something like coverage, but I could just go and use. I don't feel like this was super buildable. It might have got me to a slight medium coverage, but definitely I wouldn't say I would want to try to build it up more because I feel like it would be more cakey. But, you know, it is what it is. But it is a beautiful foundation. But I just don't think that I would spend my coin on it. But it looks nice today. And I do like it with the Milk Hydro Primer. I feel like that kind of helped it for me better because I felt like it just accentuated all my texture when I wore it with other primers, or if I wore it alone. I felt like it just accentuated all texture that I had in my face. So I didn't like that. So I do like it a lot better with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I am actually really loving that primer this year. So, but anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not already subscribed, please become part of the Tonia family. We would love to have you here. I do respond, so if there are things that you want to ask me, please do. And I thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next one. Peace.